In the context of true crime, some cases are known not only for their severity or mystique, but also for the surreal turns that the investigations take, which is the most insane case that you have ever heard about. These examples show how reality could not live up to expectations, and how the pursuit of truth could produce discoveries more amazing than fiction. Number 7. The death of Elisa Lam. The world was riveted by the unexplained death of 21-year-old Canadian student Elisa Lam at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles in February 2013. On the hotel rooftop, Lam's body was found in a water tank after guests complained about low water pressure and an unpleasant taste. When CCTV footage from the hotel's elevator surfaced, the circumstances surrounding Lam's death took an odd turn. Lam appeared to be acting erratically in the video, pressing several buttons, making odd gestures, and conversing with someone or something that wasn't visible. Conspiracy theories and irrational speculation about what happened to her were stoked by this confusing footage. Elisa Lam disappeared while staying at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. Her body was found in a water tank on the hotel's roof after guests complained about the water's taste and color. Disturbing elevator footage showed Lam behaving erratically, leading to numerous theories ranging from murder to supernatural involvement. It was eventually ruled an accidental drowning, possibly linked to her bipolar disorder. As the case was investigated further, a number of theories from paranormal duty to foul play became apparent. Nonetheless, Lam's official cause of death was determined to be accidental drowning, with the possibility that her bipolar disorder contributed to her unpredictable conduct. Questions concerning the circumstances surrounding Elisa Lam's final moments at the Cecil Hotel and the events leading up to her tragic death remain, and the case of Elisa Lam's death continues to captivate and confound both investigators and armchair detectives. Number 6. The murder of Travis Alexander. In June 2008, Travis Alexander, 30, a salesman and motivational speaker, was brutally murdered in his Mesa, Arizona home. Because of the shocking nature of the crime and the dramatic trial that ensued, the case received a great deal of media attention. Jodi Arias, Alexander's ex-girlfriend, was the main suspect in his murder. Arias first denied any involvement as the investigation progressed, but she later revised her account several times before claiming self-defense. The trial made clear that jealousy, deceit, and violence characterized Arias and Alexander's turbulent relationship. Alexander's murder was described in graphic detail by the prosecution, including multiple stab wounds, a slit throat, and a gunshot to the head. Audiences were riveted by the trial's graphic testimony, dramatic courtroom antics, and opposing stories put forth by the prosecution and defense. Jodi Arias was ultimately found guilty of first-degree murder in May 2013 and given a life sentence without the chance of release. True crime fans are still captivated by the Travis Alexander murder case, which has sparked discussions about the nature of abusive relationships, the veracity of eyewitness accounts, and the pursuit of justice in the face of overwhelming evidence. Number 5. The case of Jennifer Pan. The case of Jennifer Pan is a terrifying story of treachery, deceit, and fatality. Jennifer Pan planned a home invasion in November 2010 that resulted in the death of her mother, Han Pan, and serious injuries to her father, Han Pan, in their suburban Toronto home. At first, the attack was thought to be a violent random act. But as they probed further, the investigators discovered a network of deceit and manipulation, masterminded by Jennifer. Jennifer put on a front of being a loving daughter who was working hard to succeed in school, but her facade started to fall apart. It came to light that Jennifer had falsified her academic records, including report cards and transcripts, in order to keep up the appearance of success and please her judgmental immigrant parents. Aware of their disappointment and yearning to be free of their authority, the vicious attack devastated the Pan family's life and stunned the neighborhood. The depth of Jennifer's deceit and the devastating results of her actions were revealed by her arrest and trial that followed. Jennifer Pan was found guilty of first-degree murder in 2014 and given a life sentence without the possibility of release for 25 years. The tragic results of lying, pressure from family members, and striving for an unachievable ideal are vividly illustrated by the case of Jennifer Pan. It draws attention to the intricacies of family relationships, the perils of unbridled ambition, and the thin boundaries separating imagination and reality. Number 4. The kidnapping of Sherry Papini. Sherry Papini, 34, vanished from her rural Redding, California, home in November 2016, sparking a nationwide manhunt and grabbing media attention. When Papini reappeared on Thanksgiving Day, 3 weeks later, bruised and battered, her case took an odd turn when she claimed to have been kidnapped and held captive by 2 Hispanic women. Papini claimed to have been kidnapped at gunpoint, bound, and tortured physically and mentally in her account of her ordeal, which painted a horrifying picture of captivity. The reason behind her kidnapping and the identities of her captors were the subject of conjecture and theories following her unexpected reappearance. But as the authorities looked into Papini's allegations, contradictions in her account started to surface. In spite of great efforts to verify her story, neither the kidnapping nor any proof of her supposed captors could be located. Papini's account started to be questioned by some members of the public and law enforcement officials, which sparked rumors that her disappearance might have been staged. Sherry Papini's abduction case is still a mystery and contentious one, with contradictory reports and unsolved questions concerning what happened before and after her disappearance and reappearance. Although Papini insists that she was the victim of a violent kidnapping, her account is still being contested by some, raising questions about the actual circumstances of her ordeal. The murder of Helle Crafts. Airline stewardess Helle Crafts disappeared, and her husband, Richard Crafts, claimed she went on a trip. Investigations revealed he had murdered her and used the wood chipper to dispose of her body. Number 3. The death of JonBenét Ramsey. JonBenét Ramsey, a 6-year-old beauty pageant queen, was found dead in the basement of her Boulder, Colorado home on December 26, 1996. Her murder captivated the public and generated a great deal of speculation and controversy, making it one of the most notorious unsolved cases in American history. The circumstances of JonBenét's passing were extremely unsettling. Her hands were bound, duct tape covered her mouth, and a garrote was around her neck when her body was discovered. The Ramsey family claimed that JonBenét had been abducted, and the home had a ransom note requesting $118,000 in payment. However, because of contradictions in their words and actions, suspicions about JonBenét's parents, John and Patsy Ramsey, were raised fast. Number 2. The disappearance of Madeleine McCann. On the evening of May 3, 2007, Madeleine McCann, a 3-year-old British child, disappeared from her family's vacation rental in Praia da Luz, Portugal. Madeleine's disappearance became one of the most prominent missing person cases in history, as it quickly attracted attention from all over the world. Madeleine's disappearance and its circumstances are very mysterious, leading to a lot of theories and conjecture. Madeleine's parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, had left her and her younger siblings alone in the apartment the night before she disappeared, while they went out to eat with friends at a nearby restaurant. Upon their return, they found Madeleine gone and her bedroom window shutters open. Madeleine has never been located, despite intensive searches and investigations by Portuguese authorities and foreign law enforcement agencies. The investigation into Madeleine's disappearance has changed over the years, with suspects and people of interest being investigated before being exonerated. Madeleine's fate is still unknown despite multiple requests for information and continuous investigations to find the truth, leaving her family and the general public yearning for answers and justice. Number 1. The murder of Betsy Faria. In December 2011, 42-year-old Missourian Betsy Faria was discovered fatally stabbed in her home. At first, Russ Faria, her spouse, was the main person suspected of killing her. But as the inquiry progressed, startling information came to light, exposing a complex web of dishonesty and treachery. Based mostly on circumstantial evidence and testimony from his friend Pamela, who stated that she saw Russ at home around the time of the murder. Russ Faria was found guilty of his wife's murder in 2013. But questions about the veracity of the witnesses' accounts and the integrity of the investigation quickly arose. New information surfaced during Russ Faria's prison term, raising questions about his guilt. It was disclosed that Pamela, the star of the prosecution. These cases not only shocked the public, but also highlighted the unpredictable and often bizarre nature of criminal investigations. This ongoing learning process is crucial for enhancing resilience and security. If you enjoyed our video and want to see more like that, please subscribe to our channel.